Lurkers is a mid-range deck. Now, this is a beginner's guide, so we're going to talk about what a mid-range deck is. Basically, in card games, this is generalizing it a lot, but simply put, there are 3 different speeds of decks. There's aggro, which is a deck that wants to end the game as soon as possible. There's control, which is a deck that looks to play for the late game. They're slower, they're more methodical. And then there's the one in the middle, mid-range, which uses strong mid-game creatures to end the game. It's a little more complicated than that. Mid-range kind of dips its toes into both aggro and control strategies for the most part, but we're trying to keep it short, so that's the gist of what a mid-range deck is. So Lurker is a unit type with a subtype of Lurker, which is always accompanied by the keyword mechanic lurk, which says, when you attack while I'm on top of your library, I lurk, granting Lurker allies everywhere +1/+0, maximum of once per round. So the plan with this deck is very simple. You use your small early game Lurkers to trigger lurk and buff your mid game units, while transitioning into the mid game with your much larger Lurkers, who are equipped with Overwhelm to kill your opponents. The 2 champions in this deck are your tools of swinging tempo and ending the game. Rek'Sai allows you to double down on your +1 attack triggers, as well as being a very well statted unit. Although she comes with the downside of going back into your deck at the end of the turn, you can counter this by making sure she levels when she actually drops on the board, and keeping her massive brick of stats as well as gaining Overwhelm to help you ending the game. Pike, on the other hand, is an okay unit that becomes an insanely strong removal spell. Basically, what Pike allows you to do is kill an important unit while creating one of your own. This creates a massive tempo swing in your favor. While a level 2 Pike is one of the strongest champions in the entire game, allowing you to continuously wipe the board as well as allowing your overwhelmed creatures to get in for their full damage. Although at face value this unit may seem terrible, you'll quickly learn while playing this deck that Snapjaw Swarm is one of your most important units. Snapjaw Swarm is very pivotal in your acceleration game, since Bilgewater and Shrima do not have access to mechanics like Rally, and Lurk can only trigger once per turn when you attack, basically only letting you trigger Lurk every other round. But Snapjaw Swarm allows you to trigger Lurk on your opponent's attack turn. Predict is Lurker's best friend. Not only does it allow you to guarantee that the top of your deck is a Lurker, it allows you to filter the top of your deck and pick what cards you want to draw, as well as look for your important champion cards. Lurkers have no card draw, and their only means of card generation is Call of the Pack, so your ability to use Predict wisely will be the determining factor in many of your games. Speaking of Call of the Pack, this card is phenomenal. Not only is it a way to put a Lurker on top of your deck at burst speed before an attack, it's a great way to force a Rek'Sai or Pike in hand to the top of your deck to allow them to trigger while also creating a bit of card advantage. And finally, other than the 25 other Lurkers you have to run in this deck to make it work, Bone Skewer is another one. Bone Skewer is the most efficient strike removal in the game, but it comes with the downside of putting your striking unit on top of your library. However, our deck can fully take advantage of that downside by putting Lurkers on top of your deck or using it to level a Pike and wipe the board. Well, that's all I have. If you guys have any other tips I missed, comment down below so other people can see it. Have a great day, everyone.